pieces in the yard that actually blew last year. There's cherry and there's oak and there's some yew and things like that. I would always be quite environmentally aware of where the materials are coming from and where the wood is coming from, and there is only one piece of wood in this exhibition that is not Irish, the Eki piece, the grinding water piece, which came from the Canals exhibition, but all the other wood I will use is Irish, grown in Ireland, and has come from a sustainable resource. So that would be one of my main. I won't just go and cut down a tree for the sake of cutting it down. Neighbours and local farmers, and then also from tree surgeons, which trees have been removed because they've come to the end of their life, I will buy, or they'll give me some timber and things like that. And also then I get a lot of oak from the sawmill in Great Cullen. I'm not looking for clean, perfect oak. I'm looking for the stuff with the burls and the interesting characteristics. And bur is like it's a epicormic growth which is on an oak tree or on some trees, and it's like almost like a wart on your hand. Inside that is the most beautiful grain of timber and things like that.
What I love that Emmet has done with wood turning is Emmet looks at the imperfections and flaws that are in the wood, which is literally unheard of. That's why he has become so good in that what we would view as a flaw or an imperfection and would toss away that piece of wood, he will take it as a challenge and he'll make that imperfection perfect.
Self-taught in all my skills. I've built them up over the years by looking and watching other people, but I've never gone on any classes, so I've probably learned from my mistakes and improved and developed. A lot of my work has developed over the years, from using the natural timber and letting it dry out to let it ripple and it can move and things like that, and you get the natural effects on it, to then embellishing it totally with some textures, and it almost looks like as if it's like stone. Some people say I'm trying to make it not look like timber. So to achieve those different effects, you're using a lot of different texturing burrs, which will give little indentations, almost like it's chiseled or it's hammered effect on the timber. By using the oak a lot, which I use a lot, it allows me blacken the timber, so it's using the tannin. The natural tannin in the oak will react with ferrous oxide, which is metal, and it will turn it black. And that's how the timber turns black. It's a speeded up version of bog oak. Bog oak will take thousands of years to go black. I can blacken it in a few seconds. I think while I work, whereas some people will think first and then go and make, whereas I will make and think at the same time and work it out that way. That's the way I would work, and that's the way some craftspeople do work.
In 2008, I was brought to Chicago to Sofa exhibition. It was the very first time I had seen Emmet's work, and it literally jumped out at me. In the world of wood turning, we literally have begun to make quite a mark internationally, and certain wood turners have become quite renowned, notably Emmet Kane.
And probably coming from Castledermot, County Kildare, or Dermot, it is quite a historical place. I go out the gate and I'm falling over historical monuments, high crosses, Celtic crosses, round towers, and many, many more. Over the years, I've never really noticed them in my work, but it wasn't until someone else, I brought them down one day and passing by, and they saw the thing and said, oh, we see where you get your inspiration from, because it's subtly probably in my mind. Come from around 5 or 6 generations of craftspeople. My father was a building contractor, my grandfather was a building contractor, my granduncles were cabinet makers and carpenters, and great granduncles were wheelwrights and furniture makers, and some blacksmiths and stonemasons and different things like that. So that history and that talent and skills have probably been coming in. It's in my DNA, and working with wood particularly has been in my DNA. Techniques haven't changed, they've only evolved and made stuff as technology has allowed it to do faster, but you're still using the same hand skills, you're still using your hands. You can't get a machine or a 3D printer to make the work that I make. It can't be done because it has the spirit and the soul, and it has the difference probably between technology and what I'm doing and what the people did 1,000 years ago. We all have souls, and we're pushing our expression, our personal expression, into the work. As I always say, desperation or a deadline are the two greatest inspirations, because you need a deadline to try and push it and to stop and to see when you can stop. But it can get into almost obsession. The gilding process, it's very, very time consuming. Some people say you shouldn't do it they've given out to me for doing it in the studio because it can be quite dusty and dirty and it'll pick up everything and anything, but over the years I've refined the skills of getting that and getting it done. These are made into crocks of gold, which have been turned from green oak, and then it's gilded with 23 karat gold leaf. It has been oiled and polished and finished. You can see the timber was very, very wet, and when it dried out then it all warped and got that lovely movement in it. I suppose I never really draw or sketch things, very slightly, but usually just let the timber almost talk to me what I want to be done. And the inspiration from my work can come from many different things, from architecture, from ceramics, from porcelain, from gears and jet engines, many different things, rather than just Irish based. But what is craft? Craft is the making from the art. I would say it's creativity and using your imagination to push it. And there is no real difference between art and craft. The craft is the skill that makes the art. I'm trying to strive that my work is the best craftsmanship that can be achieved. And if it turns into, and if other people judge it as art, that's up to them to judge it. And I hope what they get from it is they're entertained, they're amused, they will get a new interest and maybe a new value in one of our greatest natural resources, which is timber, which is not valued, and to see that maybe there are trees in different places that could have other uses besides being thrown in the fire and brought it out in a box of ashes the next day, that it can be used for many, many other different things.